This one. All right, so affiliate models that work. All right, so we're talking about getting customers stupid fast. All right, one of the highest leverage things you can do is go to somebody who's already spent years developing your audience and then just ask to be promoted in front of it. Now, there's a number of ways of doing this. Of course, you can go for the mega influencers and things like that. The way that I have built every affiliate business that I have run has been not going after the super affiliates, but instead trying to aggregate many smaller businesses or nodes of new revenue. So there is a business right now that already has all the customers that you want, and they don't have your product, and you would both benefit from collaborating rather than competing. And so here's the issue. If I were to get on stage in front of 1,000 business owners and say, raise your hand if you have a deal where if someone refers you a customer, you give them 20%. Half the room would raise their hand. They'd be like, oh yeah, I do that. And I'd be like, okay, everybody who's raising your hands, why don't you go refer a customer to one another? And then the hands go down. Because no one cares. No one's gonna say, okay, I spent all this effort, all this time to build trust, advertise, sell, create a relationship, and I'm just gonna hand them to you for 20% of your ticket. What do I care, right? I'd rather just not even introduce the variable, just keep living my life. And so if you really want affiliates to work, you have to make it so good that it hurts, all right? And when I say that, I mean you gotta give the affiliate so much that you're like, man, they're gonna make a killing on this. And this is how I like to do it. So let's say that you've got a product, all right, that has, let's see if this drawing will actually work out. I don't know. This is why I draw on an iPad normally. Okay, so let's say that we've got your product and you've got kind of 4 components to it, right? Or I guess this is more than 4. Is it 4? No, it's 8. Whatever, you get the idea. All right, and you sell this thing for whatever, $1,000. Okay. So what we want to do is we're going to say, we want to take this corner and we're going to peel this thing off. All right, so this is just going to be a little side project that we have here. Just pretend that's a cube. This is still A. And instead of saying, hey man, I'll give you 20%, give them 20% of your product and give them 100%. Hear what I'm saying? If I were a masseuse, and what are all the things that I do? Okay, I might do sports massage, I might have the lotions and the oils, I might do the hot stone thing, right? Or I might be selling, 10 massage packages or 20 massage packages, whatever. I would go to a business owner and instead of saying, hey, I'll give you 20% if you send me somebody who gets a massage, I would say, hey man, why don't you sell all your customers 3 massages? And you can sell it for whatever you want from me, and you can keep all the money. Oh, wait, so this is like well, how much can I charge? Whatever you want, but it's gotta be at least this. So that minimum is whatever your price is because you don't wanna get cheap customers in. So let's say that your price is $100. So you say you have to be able to sell those 3 massages for at least $300. You can sell for $500, you can sell for $300. You'll keep the whole $300. I just need to make sure the price is right so it's the right people. So let's say these guys are like, oh my God, these guys are nuts. I'm gonna sell these 3 massage packages for $500 and I'm gonna keep all of it. You know what I would think to myself? What's my cost? So the cost of a massage, let's say that you pay your massage, or maybe it's you, right? Let's say you pay $30 per massage and hard cost in terms of labor. Okay. So would I pay $90 to get somebody to do 3 sessions with me that paid $500 for those 3 sessions? Well, that sounds like an incredibly qualified lead to me. And not only is it $90, it's $90 and no other work. I'm not making ads. I'm not running them and buying media. I'm not building landing pages. I'm not working leads, calling them, sending them. I don't have any of that. They already paid. They're going to show. And so all I have to do is just have an easy handoff where they can just schedule them onto my calendar and then they've already paid, so the likelihood they show is fine and the rest of it's automated. When that happens and then you make this offer, hey man, and you do that to 100 businesses, there's a lot of businesses who are like, oh, I'm down to sell something for $500 and do no work. And there's something mental about you don't split it with me. Just take all the money. It's a very different vibe. And so what ends up happening is they either use it as an upsell or they include it in their $1,000 thing and they put your thing in and they charge the $1,000 and give them the 3 massages. You don't care. Either way, you have a $90 cost of getting somebody who spent a lot of money and is perfectly qualified for whatever your next thing is. And so then you just do the math and say, okay, well, I know that I convert 1 out of 3 of these people, 1 of 3, into my $2,000 thing, which means that my cost to get a customer here would be 3 times 90, which is $270. So would I pay $270 to get 2,000? Hell yeah, I would. And without any of the work? Of course. And this is how you build an affiliate model that gets you customers stupid fast and gets you affiliates who are trying to fill up your calendars because it actually makes sense for them now. So if you're gonna have affiliates, do it like you mean it. It has to be incentivizing enough to change their behavior or it's useless. It's kind of like these coupon codes that I see people give out to like influencers. It's like 10% off. It's like, who cares? Either I'm gonna buy the jacket or I'm not. 10% is probably not gonna move the needle for me at all. Now, for me, discounts have to be 50% or higher in my opinion, for a real change in behavior. We get a massive increase in demand. And so I don't wanna take that off my main thing. I wanna peel my main thing and then give 100% of that. And so this next one is truth. And you're like, what does that even mean? How is this gonna get me customers really fast? Well, lies will certainly get you customers pretty quickly, but it'll also ruin your reputation. So you want truth to be your greatest ally, not your greatest liability. Because I will tell you a secret about advertising. Nothing sells like the truth. And so, one, people talk about being authentic. Well, if you want your advertising to be authentic, just say what's true. And what's interesting is that a lot of people won't tell the truth about the things that actually could help them. So like if you're a small business and you're getting started, say so. If you don't have a huge amount of capacity because you're small, say so. Not having a lot of capacity increases scarcity. It means that there's fewer slots available. Not having a lot of capacity indicates that there's probably a high level of personalization and personal touch. Being a small business for many people is a pro. There aren't as many people who are like, buy big corporate, buy big corporate. No, people are like, buy local, buy small business, right? They support small business. And so like a lot of what people think are negatives are actually things that make their offer or their business more compelling, especially to the right audience. And so you want to arm yourself with truth and think about how many different things are true. And if you want to get really nasty with it, you want to tell the truth that also isn't as exciting up front so that when you sell your second piece of truth, they will then believe you that much more. So I'll give you an example. So I remember we had a location that had bad parking. And so we would say stuff like, listen, we don't have the biggest parking lot, or we're not the biggest gym in the neighborhood. We don't have more equipment than the guys down the street. But you know what? When you walk in this store, you're gonna forget about all of that because you're gonna have so much fun, you're not even gonna care. Because this is a damaging admission. It's X bad thing. Here, I'll show you the equation for this. I'll show you the formula for this. So it's bad, but good. So, but is an amplifier for this word. So if I said, I have an incredibly short temper, I am impatient, and I don't shower very much, but I will be able to, now you want this to be relevant to the damaging admissions. So, but I will make you laugh your ass off all night for the price of a couple beers. If you say that, those negatives then are diminished and the good thing is amplified. And so if you know that you're going to tell the truth and that people are going to find out about this anyways, you might as well be the one who controls the narrative, and you can frame it in a way that that bad truth helps amplify your good truth. I obviously come from the fitness space, and so the examples that I think of are there, which is sometimes, like one of the gym owners was not like super in shape. They'd be like, hey, I'm not the most in shape guy, but we have more fun at our gym and people get great results, even though I like donuts a lot still. And so what happens is people are like, man, this guy's so authentic. And if you don't say it, they're gonna think it. So you might as well account for it up front. Answer the why should I listen to you, or what about this big flaring problem that I can obviously see. You want to control the narrative and make that thing into a weapon for you, make it into an asset that serves your purpose rather than something that casts doubt in the prospect. Because if you claim it, they like, I don't know why this works this way, but it's kind of like Eminem when he said all the negative things in 8 Mile that anyone else could say about him, so no one else could say anything bad. It's like if you claim them, then people can't hold it against you. And the hardest thing in all of marketing is getting someone to believe you. And so everything that you can do to increase trust is one of the best investments you can make in an advertising campaign in general, and ultimately in building a brand. The truth isn't just a good strategy, it's the only long-term strategy. And it just takes people a different amount of time to realize it. And once you've activated affiliates, once you've given away crazy amounts of stuff for free, once you've doubled down on the right people who are high leverage in the position, once you've made the truth your ally and you put your negatives out in the marketing so that people believe the good stuff that you say, and you focused on doing more and doing better, you're going to start getting more customers than you can handle. And at that point, you're going to want to have a playbook for making so much money that it should feel illegal. And if that's you, watch the next video.